Hello, let's do the New York Times hard Sudoku for April 9th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, we're going to start with a geometry pass. I'm going to try to do this quickly. Basically, I'm just looking at where the given locations are and seeing if that reveals anything to us about some easy notes for the puzzle. Okay. So 489 here, let me make that green. We're looking at 489, we're comparing it to this column, which I'll make purple. And why am I doing that? Well, I think it's easy to forget. Maybe it shouldn't be easy to forget, but when you're scanning in a very box-centric way, it's easy to forget that every row and column also needs 1 through 9. So you can't just use your boxes to determine where digits must go. You can logically use the row, column, or box, which are actually logically equivalent to each other in terms of what you can do with them. Now, we already know that we have a 4, 8, and 9 in this box. Those are in green, and we already know that those are not in column 7 here, the purple column. And so I'm going to unhighlight these cells as purple because what we're trying to do is track in purple where 4, 8, and 9 can go. If at least one of 4, 8, 9 is possible in a purple cell, it stays purple. So those are already 1 and 7. So it's not possible there. Now this cell here, you may have noticed by now, sees a 4, 8, and 9 in the row. So I cannot actually put a 4, 8, or 9 in this cell. It cannot be all 3 of them. So we can unpurple it. And now we are left with 3 purple cells in this column. And this is kind of what I saw at a glance. Just I'm trying to visualize for you what to be looking for, and you can look for this stuff really quickly and it'll give you a nice head start on your puzzles if you find something like this. And often you'll find something. Anyway, maybe not as straightforward as this, but anyway. So we need to place 4, 8, and 9 in this column, and there are only 3 cells that can have them. Well, they're going to occupy 3 cells, so those are the 3 cells they occupy. So what we found here is called a hidden triple, and basically what that means is those cells have to be 4, 8, 9, so they can't be anything else. Even if we thought, hey, why can't, say, this cell be a 2? Right? It doesn't see a 2 in the row, it doesn't see a 2 in the column, it doesn't see a 2 in the box. Therefore, it could be a 2. Well, no, because if I put a 2 there, then I can't fit 4, 8, and 9 in the column. So logically, we can exclude the 2 from this cell. And that's true of anything that's not 4, 8, 9 in these 3 cells. So we need to place a 4, 8, and 9 into purple, and we can already see that these 2 9s tell us 9 can't be in these 2 purples, so this has to be the 9, and then we're left with a 4, 8 pair that we can't quite resolve yet. All right, and we'll do some more purposeful scanning, systematic scanning in a moment, but basically, if this wasn't a puzzle where I was explaining things, I would have scanned, put in the 4, 8, 9 there, and then just kept going, right? And it would have been, I don't know, 20 seconds, maybe less. And we immediately get a free digit and this 4, 8 pair, which are not otherwise obvious from a normal scan. All right, now coming down here, I am noticing we have a 1, 7 here and a 1, 7 here. So we already have our 1s and 7s for these rows. This row needs a 1 and 7. It can't be in this box, or this box can't be this 8. And so this is where the 1 and 7 go, and this 7 tells us this is 1 and this is 7. All right, I think that's all we're getting out of a geometry scan here. If I missed something, that's fine. I'll catch it in a systematic scan. So in a normal solve of mine where I was doing this pass first and I wasn't explaining things or like really drawing things out, I would have gotten this 4, 8 pair, this 9, and this 1, 7 within probably the first 20 to 30 seconds, if not faster. All right, so now we're going to go back and we're going to do our systematic scan. It's important to be systematic so you don't miss anything. If you're going to randomly hunt around, then you're going to be not only missing things, but you're going to be looking at the same thing more than once. So if you want to get fast and efficient at scanning, be systematic about it, and then just get fast at the systematic. Now, I can't ever be fast at the systematic because I explain as I go, as I said, but I think this really will help you if you do it. So the first thing I'm looking for is, are there any just buddies, right? Are there 2 2s? Are there 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 7s, 2 9s? No. I mean, there's 3 9s, so that doesn't help. We're looking for exactly 2. So we don't have any of that, so we can't do any kind of initial markings there. But I am going to go digit by digit and see if there's anything like that's at least somewhat interesting about the digit in some other ways. So for example, I'm going to look vertically as well. The 4, the 9. So I have this 9 and this 9. So that does put a 9 in one of these two. Oops, not 8, 9. The 1 and the 3. All right. I mean, I can put the 3s over here. I have this 4-8 pair and this 4-8 pair, and those look down. And then I also have this 4-8 here looking in. And so there's only 2 places for 8. So for this box, we have a hidden 4-8 pair, which again removes anything that isn't 4 or 8 from these 2 cells. So now what I want to do is I want to immediately look at these digits and see if there's any of them that aren't yet placed in this box, because they're not going to be any of these 4 digits, and they're not going to be up here, so they're going to end up down here. So the 1 and the 7 already placed. We have the 8 and the 4-8 pair. We have the 4 and the 4-8 pair, but we do have this 9 looking in. So that does put a 9 in one of these two. Not immediately useful, but a good marking, just as a follow-up to finding this 4-8. All right, we're going to come back up here. I really don't think there's anything else to see in this band, so let's just move on. The 7s do look in here. This 7 looks up. That places the 7. Let's follow up on 7s, especially vertically where we've already scanned. That places a 7 there. The 7 in this box gets placed, and we're actually just done with 7s now. Very nice. We have the 1 and the 6 here. So the 6 looking in does put a 6 in one of these two. The 1 looking in isn't as lucky. Oh, we already have this 1 though. Okay, so 1's in one of these two, but it has nothing to do with this one. Okay. So we have 1 and 6 over here. So let's see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, we have these 2 ones looking up. Puts a 1 in one of these two. We have the 7, the 6s. Okay, the 6s join them. So I can just leave these corner marks alone, but also these corner marks are telling us something a bit more important, which is we found a hidden pair, a bit more powerful, I should say. So what these are saying is one of these 2 cells is a 1, and one of these 2 cells is a 6. Well, if one's a 1 and one's a 6, that's a hidden pair. We can't put anything else in those 2 cells. So we can just replace those with center marks. I'm also seeing that these 3 cells are just a triple, so let's fill that as well. We need 2, 5, 6. So I'm just going to fill that out. Oops, not with corner marks. 2, 5, 6. We're going to remove the 2 and the 5 there. So the 5 actually ends up in one of these 2. Does that actually helps, because remember this hidden 4-8? So none of these are 5, and these 5s point down saying these can't be 5. So the 5 ends up in one of these 2. Does that mean anything special for this cell? I don't know. I'm just thinking about how it can't be 5 now. It's the only one that's really affected by the pointing. Maybe not in a way that... Ooh, okay, so it can be... I was going through the digits. It could be 3, but it could also be 6. But I think it's only 3, 6. So let's mark that. Because it's not 1, 2. It's not 4. It's not the 5 because of pointing 5s. And it's not 7, 8, 9. Okay, so coming back up to this band here, did I miss anything obvious here? I don't think so. I guess I have this 5 looking down here, putting a 5 in one of these 2. Okay, so I want to look at this box, which has 4 digits left. We need the 1, 2, 5, 6. We know this isn't 1 or 6, so 2, 5 is all that's left there. In fact, this whole column is just 2, 5, 6. So let's fill that out. 1, 2, 5, 6. This isn't 6, it's 1, 2, 5. All right, I don't know how fruitful this is. Okay, let's move on to this final band. I don't know what we'll find here, but not a whole lot. Not seeing anything in the final band. Not that nothing we haven't already found. All right, so let's look at low-hanging fruit. Let's go back through. Low-hanging fruit is just what I call rows, columns, boxes with 4 or fewer open cells. Often scanning those will find you some nice things to do. Not always, but most of the time. So we need 1, 5, 6, 8 here. This can't be 1, 6, or 8. So if we need 1, 5, 6, 8, this can only be 5. That's a naked single. That gives us the 6 and the 1 and the 6 here. We're giving us the 2 and the 5 here. So that can't be a 2 now. In fact, 2 is in one of these 2, meaning this can't be a 2. Down here we just have 2, 3, 9. So we can get rid of the corner marks there. And then this is just a 5, 6 pair. All right, that 5, 6 pair, actually, is it 5, 6? Yeah, it can't be 2, 3. Right, okay, so where is 2 in this row? It's not here. And this 2 sees down, and these pointing 2s see down. And so this is the only place for 2 in the row. leaving us with 3, 9. And then this is the only place for 3 in the row now. We have these 2 3s. All right, cool. Got places of 3. So this can't be 2 anymore. So this is just 1, 5, 6 for what it's worth. Nice. All right, this digit is done for the row. We just need a 8, it looks like. So now this box is down to 3 digits. We need a 2, 3, 6. Not 6. Good thing. 2, 3. Let's try again. 2, 3, 8. 2, 3, 8. So I'm going to fill that out. That's not 2. That's not 8. So the 8's in one of these 2, and the 2's in one of these 2. 2, 3, 8. How about the rest of this row? We need a 3, 4, 6, 8. So the 6 is one of these 2. 3, 4, 6, 8. This isn't a 3, so it's 4, 6, 8. I guess it's not 8 either. Oh, there's an 8 in the box. So this is 2. What was it? 3, 4, 6. Okay. In fact, this whole box is 1, 3, 4, 6. So the 1 is placed right here, and this is 4, 6, and then this isn't 6. So this is 4, 6, and 3. I was gonna say, and the 3 is placed, but this also was just a naked 4. We get the 8 and the 4. We get the 8 here. All right, we are cleaning up pretty well. I'm wondering about this 3, 8 looking in. I guess we have a bunch of 3s looking in. That lets us place the 3. All right. How about the rest of this column then? We need a 1, 2, and 6. This can't be 1. Oh, neither of these can be 1. So here's our 1. And then now the 6 tells us this is 6 and this is 2. All right. This 1 actually places 1 in this box, and the 1s are done. These 3 digits, how about? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, 8, 9. It cleans up a little bit, but not much. And then this triple is 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. This 4, 6 looking in tells us this is 2, giving us the 5, 6, and 2, giving us 6 and 5 here. All right. And then this is a 4, 6. Okay, so the 6 looks in, giving us 4 and 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5 and 8 here. Not resolved. All right. How about let's look over here. We need 3, 8, 9. That's not 8. That's not 9. We need, let's see, 2, 5, 9 here. That's not 9. That's not 5. Okay. What do we need here? 4, 5, 9. Not 9. 4, 5, 8. Ah, this can't be the 4 or 8. So here's our 5. That's 8. That's 4. That gives us 2 and 9. That gives us 9 and 5. That gives us 3 and 8. All right, we get the 2 and 3 up here. Looks like we're almost done. So we can just play what does this box need. It does need a 2, which I believe should be placed. Yeah. The reason I know it's placed is because none of these are ambiguous on where 2 goes. We need a 3, which may not be placed. It is not yet. 3's over here. We need a 4, which is placed here. That gives us 8 and 4, giving us 5 and 8. And then this digit, sorry, 5 goes here, 3 goes here. That gives us 9 and 3 and 9, and we're done. All right. Cool. Yeah, I mean, the puzzle, it had some interesting spots in it. It had this, the 4, 8, 9 in this column, which had to end up here, which was pretty neat. And then we had this hidden 4, 8 pair here as kind of a follow-up to that. So we placed the 9 in this 4, 8. And then the follow-up to that is that we can actually, place the hidden 4, 8 pair here. And I believe there's one more hidden pair, this 1, 6, that was pretty interesting. So yeah, it was a very hidden day today. All right. Cool. Well, let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.